back to my channel. Happy Friday. Today we are here for Post Review Friday, which is a series on my channel where I share with you guys my most recent finish. I talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, maybe changes that I made to the canvas, and all of that fun stuff. So today we're going to be talking about my first finish for March, which is Keeper of Constellations by Andrea Tramatolo. I say it differently in every video. I'm hoping one of them is correct. This is a round drill from diamondartclub. It's a 76 centimeter by 55.8 centimeter round drill canvas. I started this one on March 2nd and I finished it on March 13th, and I liked it. I will go ahead and pop up a full-length image for you guys here. You're getting most of it in frame, but I do think this one benefits from being viewed from a distance. So the full-length image is hopefully up on the screen for you guys now. Okay, this one I have been looking forward to for quite a while. I picked this one up, I want to say I picked it up in November of 2024. I believe this came out initially when I was on a no-buy, and I had missed a bunch of like what was being released because it was kind of that like out of sight, out of mind thing for me. So I saw this, I think somebody in the community had completed it, and I saw the finish and I was like, how did I miss this release? Because if you guys watch my channel, if you know me at all, diamond paintings featuring cats, big cats, little cats, all kinds of cats are right up my alley. So I instantly added this one to my wish list, and then at some point there was a sale and I knew this one was right at the top of my list to pick up. So this is my first kit from this particular artist. It's also quite a different type of art style for diamonddartclub, I think. I think it's a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I can't think of the right word. It was just in my head and then I didn't say it fast enough and now it's gone. I don't know. It doesn't have the like strong black outline, perfectly rendered type of thing. It's just a different type of artwork and I really enjoyed that. And I think that diamonddartclub did a pretty good job at rendering this one. So overall, very much enjoyed this canvas. Something that I talk about a lot in my post reviews is the poured glue or whatever type of adhesive is on a kit. I was very, very happy with the poured glue on this canvas. There have been a couple this year. I haven't finished that many diamond paintings yet. There have been a couple this year that I have been pretty harsh on with the poured glue. And this one was great, especially like leaps and bounds beyond those other kits that I had worked on. So really happy that I didn't struggle too much with the poured glue. I actually feel like these drills are very nicely adhered to the canvas, which is great. I think overall the rendering was really nice. There are a couple of spots that I was kind of like, I don't know about that, but if you compare them to the original artwork, it kind of makes sense. So one of the areas is this like bright blue section right here. I just don't really think it fits with the artwork, but when you look at the original artwork, you can see it right here. I mean, you know, diamonddartclub renders off of the original artwork, so I do feel like it should be there. It just looks a little bit off to me when I'm looking at it. I loved the special drills that were in this one. I think we had, I'm checking my drills. We had 2 ABs and we had 3 fairy dust drills. A lot of the single like sparkly drills in the background, those are special drills. I really liked that. And then we also have the white AB for these larger stars. And then there were also some of those sprinkled throughout the background as well. And I thought that the special drills were distributed really well. I don't think that it's, sometimes I will talk about canvases that I feel like special drills were just thrown onto them so that they could be marketed with special drills. I feel like these ones were quite intentional, and I did like that with the rendering on this one. Also, maybe I'll talk about this at the end. Let me just talk about the drills as a whole. Now this kit, like I mentioned, is a 76 by 55.8, and this is all I had for trash. So maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe like 30 drills. Most of the trash that I did have was just like oddly shaped extra pieces. So they kind of look like drills, but then when you go to pick them up, you're like, wait a second, that's a little bit wrong. And then the other drills that I have here are ones that just had holes in the top. So nothing crazy with the trash drills. I thought the rounds were pretty good quality, which is good because I am somebody who loved the very, very old, at this point, round drills from Diamond Art Club. The new ones are fine, but I have always preferred the older version. But these were good. I liked working with these round drills. I thought the quality was there, and they are pretty sparkly now that I'm looking at this kit. I don't know how much of that's going to come across on camera, but they are pretty sparkly drills. One thing that I did want to talk about drill wise was one particular color, 3746. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, it seemed like I had one bag of round and one bag of squares. I don't know, like all mixed in together. You can't see them too well with my dryer sheet, but it is the correct color. So it's not like I left. Sometimes, you know, you'll miss a couple of drills when you're de-kitting and you'll have some of the wrong shape in here. These came out of the drill bag like that. So I picked out a bunch of squares, but if you look on this little dryer sheet here, I don't know if you guys can actually see that. There are like 5 or 6 square drills mixed in there. Obviously it wasn't a problem. I had plenty of round drills to make it work, but I did have a mix of round and square. Other than that, I really didn't have anything that I didn't particularly enjoy about this kit, but I do want to mention that this was deceivingly confetti heavy. When I chose this kit, I was like, okay, this is a round. Just looking at it, it looks like it's pretty color blocky. I knew there would be a mix of color blocking and confetti, but there was a lot more confetti in this one than I was expecting. It took me much longer than I thought it would, which is totally fine. I'm in a race with myself because I wanted to work on my next project because it's huge. My next one is Rolo the Ragdoll Cat. It's another Diamond Art Club, but it's like a 90 something by, I don't know, 60 something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's very long. It's over 90 centimeters long. So I kind of was like, let me pick something that I feel like I can move through pretty quickly. So I have the bulk of the month to work on Rolo the Ragdoll Cat. And that kind of backfired on me because this one had a lot more confetti than I was expecting. Now, does it pay off? Yes. I think this kit looks amazing from a distance. I love that the panther is kind of like blending in with the background. So you have to really be looking for him. Like, you see his face and you're like, oh, okay. And then he just kind of blends in. He camouflages into the background. And I really did like that. So I'm not upset that it took me longer than I was anticipating. I really did enjoy the process on this one. And I feel like I'm good to go with my diamond painting. I've been in a little bit of a slump for the start of 2025, and none of the other kits that I've worked on so far this year have really done it for me. But this one, I was coming home from work and I'm like, okay, let me get my stuff done so I can sit down and diamond paint for the night. I still missed a couple of days here and there, but overall, I was excited to be working on this particular kit. Now, I did make one change, or one addition, I guess. If you saw my small shop spotlight, I think it was last week I posted that. I did a video on DP with sparklers, and I picked up a couple of special drills with this particular diamond painting in mind. Now, one of those was a sparkler. I ordered the sparklers in navy. I ended up deciding not to use these, not because I don't think they would have looked cool, but I had already started this diamond painting before my order came in, and I couldn't quite decide where I wanted to put these, and I didn't want to have to go back and pull a bunch of drills off. So I'm just going to hold on to these. I'm sure I'll find something to use them for down the road, but it just wasn't worth it to me at the time. I want to say I was already into my second column by the time my order came in, so I didn't want to mess with everything I had already done. So I decided to pass on the sparklers, but I did use these Cosmic Effect drills. I ordered them in 2 colors. We have Milky Way and we have Black Hole. So Milky Way, I think, leans a bit more blue, and then Black Hole leans a bit purple. But I thought that both worked for this particular kit. So these take the space of 4 drills. So what I did is I just kind of looked for where I had 4 of the same color drills, and then I just added these in. So for example, don't mind the cat here. Here are 2 of them. I think this one is Milky Way and this one is Black Hole, I think. Let me see if I can get some light. They kind of blend into the painting a bit, but I do think that they still look kind of cool. I don't feel like I used them to the best of my ability. I feel like I could have used them in some more spots, but I used a lot of them in this corner, kind of surrounding this large AB star. So if you guys can see, so we have some all throughout here. I think there's like 5 or 6 in this particular area. And then they're kind of sprinkled around other parts of the canvas. But I thought they were cool. I have never seen those cosmic drills from DP with Sparklers before. And I think the effect is pretty cool. Now, I feel like I could have probably gone for, I don't recall if they had like a white version, but I feel like maybe a silver or something that didn't blend into the canvas as well. I think those would have looked maybe a little bit cooler, but I do like them. I think that they still look pretty neat on the canvas. So if you're working on like a night sky or a Constellations type diamond painting, I would check out those special drills from DP with Sparklers. I think that's going to do it for my thoughts on the canvas. Overall, I liked it. Excited to have finished this one. It is on my 25 kits for 2025 list, so I get to check that off at the end of the month. And yeah, I was feeling a darker, like moody painting before I started moving into some of my spring kits, and Rolo the Ragdoll Cat is kind of like pastel-y, so I wanted something dark before I moved into spring. And this definitely fit the bill. So for my accessories, I used this pen that I have from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop. There are really tiny star and moon glitters inside of it, so I thought it was kind of perfect. It looks like a galaxy in itself, and the color match was pretty close. I used a tray from Mooney Made. This is just one of their smaller black trays. These are like original Mooney Made trays. This is before they started like graduating the lines, and these still work great. I like my Mooney Made trays, and you know, kind of matched the black. I mentioned the special drills from DP with Sparklers. For my wax and putty, I used the Bold Night fragrance from Randa's Crafty Corner. I had actually never used this scent before, and I thought the colors were perfect. It's like silver and blue. I was really impressed with the wax. I used to use Randa's wax quite a bit, and then I found micro glue dots, and that's pretty much all I use. But I only had to fill my single placer twice. I filled it right at the start of my kit, and then I got to just about halfway, I refilled it, and I was good to go. So I have some other Randa waxes that I will definitely try to incorporate into my accessories going forward. And then I've always been a fan of the Randa's Crafty Corner putty, and this is, it's a nice scent. It's kind of, it's definitely manly. It kind of reminds me of like an Old Spice body wash or something. What else? Oh, I did end up using a Pretty Placer crayon. I have not used a Pretty Placer in a very long time. I have a bunch of them. I used to be a Pretty Placer stan because I used to use so many special drills. And you guys know I like to coordinate everything. So I used this blue one called Irish Jig. I thought it was perfect because it was March. It was right around St. Patrick's Day. And that is the one I used. It smells good. It still smells good. I've had that one for quite a while. And then my cover minder, could not tell you where this is from. I have a inventory, like I have a list. It's not a spreadsheet though. I feel like I need to make a spreadsheet with all of the shops that I have purchased cover minders from because they're all starting to just lump together. But this is actually a metal one. Obviously it's not a panther, but it's a black house cat looking out at a starry night sky. So I thought that one was kind of perfect. And then for my washi tape, the one I used on the border is from Amanda Michelle Designs. And this silver one might also be from Amanda Michelle Designs. I like to put washi tape on my containers, and usually I pick a coordinating one to the actual one I'm using on my kit. So I think that is it for today's post review. I'll go ahead and pop up one more full-length image for you guys here. Let me know what you think of this one. I think it turned out even better than I expected, which is always nice when you're working on a diamond painting. When you're putting in your time and something comes out even better than you were expecting, it's like, yes, all my time was worth it. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope everybody has a great start to your weekend, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.